In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your drums more powerful than you ever thought you could make them. I've been listening to tons of songs from my students in the boot camp lately, and drums are notoriously weaker than they should sound. So without any hesitation, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So that was the biggest display of drums I've ever made, and I want to show you how I made them sound so good. In order to implement anything that I'm going to show you in this video, you have to make sure that your drum line is full. So make sure you have your kick and your snare, and your main hi-hat. And then make sure you have the extra stuff. So layered on every snare, I have this. Just reverb stuff. And then we have a couple extra drum fills and extra drums throughout the drum line. So the key to getting really strong drums is to get them as tight and glued together as possible and then enhance them. So step one, so I'm going to use OTT, but I'm not going to slam the depth down. I'm actually going to put 20% of depth. And this is just to press them just a little bit. Anything more than this, you're really going to flatten your kick and snare, and they're the two most important dynamic drums, so you really don't want to crush them. So we're going to leave that at 20%. Step two is use soft clipping, and this is the exact thing that one of my students just did to his song in my boot camp, and it's just, he got an unbelievable sound. And now I'm never going to not do this again. As a soft clipper, you could use the stock compressor built into Logic. You could use the glue compressor in Ableton Live. But with soft clipping, it's one of those things that you could really step up your game if you just invest in a good, strong plugin. So I'm going to not use this compressor, and I'm going to use Fab Filter Saturn. And I want to show you just what this does to increase the power and intensity in your drums. So if I just open up Saturn, increase the drive a little bit, but I hook this dynamics knob, it's just going to increase the soft clipping. And you see if I slam it all the way down what we're actually doing. So what I do is I usually slam it all the way down, then I work backwards and then level the mix out a little bit. So now we have a little bit of soft clipping there. There's some great soft clippers for free that you can find on the internet. I recommend doing that and messing around with it on your drums. Step two is I add a little bit of decapitator, or step three, whatever step we're on. I'm gonna add a little bit of decapitator for saturation. And what this helps do is after we pressed everything together with soft clipping, this will just increase the density of each of the drums, and it'll add some nice harmonics that just sound really good, and it all adds to the power of the drums. And you can see if we really slam this down, which we're not going to do, but like it really goes hard. But what you want to do is you want to slam it down and then work backwards and just try to get a piece of that, ultimate power. So now, if we turn off our plugins, the drums just sound flat. But if we turn them on, those drums are ready to show up for game day. Here's a quick bonus clip of me doing this with a stock Logic plugin. In Ableton, you're going to do the same thing. FL Studio, I don't know what you guys do. So we have a nice default plugin here, or initialized plugin, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn on the limiter here and then set your distortion to soft clipping. Then if we play, you can see we just have a little bit of activity here. But what we're going to do is we're going to slam down the input gain until we get maximum power, and then we're going to work backwards from there. And once you get that really strong pumping, you can start working backwards. Tweak the mix knob a little bit. I like to take it to 50% and then ease up on the input gain. Yeah, it's gonna look ugly with all the clipping here, but if it sounds good, it sounds good. And so here is without any plugins. With plugins. If you guys enjoyed this video and would like to learn more about every element of music production, you can join my EDM Bootcamp. I have a link for you at the top of the description below. My EDM Bootcamp is not just a self-paced course that teaches you all the elements of music production, but it is also an entire back-end mastermind group where you can get unlimited feedback on your music from me and ask me any music production question that you wish. If that sounds like something you're into, like I said, there's a link at the top of the description below, and stay tuned for more.